أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessing of Allah be each and every individual, upon each and every individual. So, welcome back to our program, that is MTA Kids Time, which is being brought to you by MTA International Gambia Studio. And in this program, we have discussed very important topics regarding the life history of our beloved Master Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and what are some of the important characteristics that we can learn from him, since the Holy Quran has declared him as a role model for the entire mankind. So in this episode, we are going to discuss another very important teaching of the Holy Quran and the teaching of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam as being the first and foremost religion that is to denounce slavery. So this is why we are going to recite here, and we are going to discuss a very important history in the life history of our beloved Master Muhammad Mustafa sallam, that is some of the slaves who were given their freedom. And in this, we discuss one of the slaves known as Zayd bin Haris. So before wasting much time, we have the recitation from the Holy Quran. Let's have the recitation from the Holy Quran by Sister Majula. Please give us the recitation from the Holy Quran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون.
Thank you very much for that wonderful recitation. Now let's have the translation, please, from our brother Masrul Ahmad Hydra. Brother Masrul Ahmad Hydra, please give us the translation of the recited verses of the Holy Quran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Translation. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Have you seen the one who denies the day of judgment? He is the one who drives away the orphan and does not encourage the feeding of the poor. So woe to those who pray, those who are negligent in their prayers, and does not make show of their deeds, and without simple assistance.
Thank you very much. We had the wonderful wordings of the Holy Quran, that is, woe to those who denounce the day of judgment. And they do not only stop there, they do not offer assistance to the poor and the orphans. And also when they are praying, they are negligent in their prayer. We all heard that Allah the Almighty has caused them by saying that woe to them. So before wasting more time, we get started. We said that the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu come with a religion that is the first and foremost religion to stop slavery. But before entering into that, we would like to understand the term slavery. When we had slavery, who are slaves at the time? Since we believe that Islam has come to stop slavery, so it means there was a concept about slavery. And what do we understand from slavery when we had the word slaves? Yes, is there anyone who can tell us, please, what do you understand from slavery? Yes, Khadija, Sister Khadija, can you give us the meaning of slavery, please? What do you understand from slavery? Give her the mic.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
A slave is a person who must work for his master without any payment.
This was what we mean by slave. A person who is being captured either in war, or a person who has fallen in debt, and now you are under somebody. You must work for that person throughout your life, and you have not a single right. Whatever your master said, you must do it, and you do not expect any payment from that. This was a very abusive concept, very abusive way of life that the Arabs at the time were indulged in, that is slavery. At the time, they will capture people in terms of wars. They will sell them and others will buy, just like we are selling our materials in the market today. Just like we go to market and we buy whatever we want. As long as we have money, we buy whatever we want. So people were also sold like that, both men, women, and children. And that is where we had the history of Zaid bin Haris, whom we are coming to talk about, how his slavery came and how he was freed and what was the result after him being freed, what happened. We learned that Zaid bin Haris was a companion of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallam, who have accompanied him in almost everywhere the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallam goes. We learned that Zaid bin Haris was the very individual who accompanied the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallam when he went to Taif to convey the message of the Holy Quran, to convey the message that was given to him by Allah the Almighty. Zaid was the one who accompanied him. So first of all, since at the time we say that before the coming of Islam, slavery was existing, people buy you and sell you, and you have no right, you work for your master. Zaid was among them. There was a tribal war that happened, a war that happened between tribes. So when this war happened, unfortunately, Zaid bin Haris was captured in that war. And he could not able to see his father and mother for a long period of time. So he was being captured and sold to other people, to different masters. Eventually, he was bought by Hazrat Khadija, the first wife, Mu'minin, the first wife of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At that time, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not marry her. That time, Khadija was a wealthy lady in Mecca. So she normally bought people, buy people, and they work for him, work for her rather. So Zaid was among them. But when the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam married to Hazrat Khadija, Khadija handed over all her belongings to the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The first and foremost thing that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did after taking all the belongings of Hazrat Khadija under his care was to free all the slaves of Hazrat Khadija radiallahu anha. And Zaid was among them. So everybody was freed and was asked to go. You are now free, you are no more a slave. But come and see, looking at the beautiful character of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Zaid bin Haris refused to go. He said he wanted to stay with the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not long ago, it doesn't take much time, the father and the parents of Zaid realized that Zaid was freed, and they came to inquire about him. They asked the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to allow Zaid to go with them. So Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam called Zaid and told him, your father is here, you are now free, you can go. Zaid says that I don't want to go. Though I miss my parents and I love them, but I cannot bear and I cannot endure the separation from Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That was the very day the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to the Holy Kaaba and he told the people, from today onwards, Zaid is my son. This is the way Zaid remained under the care of the Holy Prophet until to the end of his life. So now I think we have learned a lot. First of all, I would like to ask, what do we understand from this topic? You have learned a lot. First of all, who was Zaid? Who was Zaid? Yes, can we hear from Masrur? Masrur, tell us who was Zaid, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Zaid was a freed slave of Hazrat Khadija.
We all learned that Zaid was a free slave of Hazrat Khadija. He was under the care of Hazrat Khadija. But when the Holy Prophet married Khadija, then Zaid was freed. So he became a what? Freed slave. And also, we learned that there was one time some people came to collect Zaid. Who were they? Who were the people to come and collect Zaid from the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Yes, Tahira, can you tell us who are the people?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
His father and his uncle came to take him away.
Were they able to take him?
No,
Because
he refused.
Zaid himself refused. Thank you very much. It was his father and his uncle who came to collect Zaid after realizing that he was freed. But eventually, the love Zaid had for the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said he cannot bear the separation from the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And what was the announcement made by the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at the Kaaba? Yes, Samama, can you give us the reason, the announcement? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
He said that Zaid will henceforth be his son.
He said that he went to Kaaba and he informed everybody, since Zaid don't want to go and Zaid is free slave, he said that henceforth Zaid become his son, but not a biological son, not son by blood, but son by religion. Because this is what Holy Prophet said, Al-Muslim akul Muslim. A Muslim, his relative are Muslims. So when it comes to spirituality or religious matter, somebody can be your son, but biologically he cannot be your son. And this was the contradiction, the misconception that many Muslims have, that the disbelievers at the time have. They were thinking that since the Holy Prophet said Zaid is his son, they think that it's biological son. But this doesn't mean biological son. It's not a son by blood, but a son through religion and spirituality. Yes, I think we have learned a lot. There are just some points I want you to understand. Who was a slave at the time? Slave was somebody who was by somebody, and he worked for that master without any payment. You have no right at all. And which was the religion that came to denounce slavery? It was Islam religion, the first religion to come and stop slavery. And we say that Zaid was among the slaves who was freed by the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. But because after observing the beautiful character of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu, as we said in our last episode, every aspect of his life was a point for a lesson for us. So as a result of that, Zaid said that he will not go. And we all know that how can't you love somebody more than your parents? But because the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, according to Allah, wa innaka la'ala khuluqin azim, solely you possess the highest moral excellence. So that attracted Zaid, and he did not want to leave. And also after that, we said that the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu went and made an announcement that henceforth Zaid is my son, not biologically, but in religious wise or religious matter. So I hope we have learned a lot from this episode. And from today onwards, we know that slavery has been denounced by Islam. So thank you very much for your participation, and I hope to meet with you once again in our next episode. So thank you very much. Viewers, this is what time allowed us. We have come to the end of another episode. We were discussing the very important teaching of Islam, that is Islam come to stop all kind of slavery. And we said that there was one slave who was freed by the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, but because he saw the beautiful character of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, as a result of that, he did not want to leave the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And thank you very much for staying with us, and I hope to meet you once again in our next episode until we come on your way. It was a presenter, Said Sambazo, here in MTA Gambia Studio. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.